I'll name some filmmakers that you worked with, and if you can tell us a memorable incident being on their sets or working with them. Let's begin with Mani Ratnam.
I would say he taught me a lot. He would say I've learned nothing.
Shankar.
I am where I am today in many ways because of that decision he took. And I'm amazed at the fact that he keeps making things bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And as somebody who's fiercely independent like myself, I can truly appreciate what he goes through to make a film. And as far as Boys was concerned, it was just a ringside seat to see like the biggest, showpiece of the time.
Prabhu Deva.
I met Prabhu when he was directing his first film. He was already the maverick genius choreographer. What I love about Prabhu is just how much he smiles on a film set, on my film set that time, because I heard he was a very tough taskmaster. Some even use the word sadist when it comes to perfection, and he would, work you to the bone. But he kind of babysat me through the film only in a way that on the first day of the film, he acted a scene to show it to me. And he's a beautiful actor. And I went to him and I said, can I please ask you something? He said, yeah. I said, can you please never act in front of me? Because I don't know how to imitate you. And if I do imitate you, I think I look really bad. And even though it was me doing it for Prabhu Deva's approval, I would still think a lot of it was Prabhu Deva. And he put a lot of my worst acting habits into me, which is that Prabhu Deva makes you start thinking in rhythm.
Okay.
And I'm also a percussionist, so I'm always on rhythm. But with Prabhu Deva, what happens is once the camera starts rolling, there's a silent, it's running in your head. And it's been a long time. I've worked really hard on removing Prabhu Deva's rhythm from me. But he's a wonderful person and he's a lovely, lovely energy to have on set.
Rakeysh Mehra.
You keep asking, how do some people shoot songs the way they do? So in the great, lineage of Mani Sir or Rajiv Menon or Sanjay Leela Bhanshali, Rakeysh Mehra comes into that space where these are people who can just marry sound and light in very interesting ways. And as a music producer myself, a job I take very seriously, I love that Rakeysh Mehra has this weird instinctive ear for music.
Right.
And his descriptions to me during the shoot of Rang De Basanti are legend. Where we all still, whenever we meet, always do the one perfunctory imitation of Rakeysh Mehra, which is he would come to me, he used to call me Sidlu. And he'd come and talk to me about a scene. He'll say, so yeah, Sidlu. And you, stuff like that. And he'd walk away. And I would always say, what the hell does he want me to do? And yet, the freedom he gives his actors and the collaborative atmosphere on a film set, I don't think I'll ever see that kind of film again like Rang De Basanti, because there were 5-6 actors spearheaded by Amir Khan, with Binod Pradhan cranking the camera, with A.R. Rahman doing the music,
right,
with Om Puri, Wahida Rahman just, peppered on set. It was a crazy, crazy experience.
Balaji Mohan.
He's very precise as an editor. So he's a good editing student. And he's very precise about how much he wants to keep and how much he wants to remove from a film. Okay. So that was good to watch in a first-time director.
Deepa Mehta.
Deepa Mehta taught a lot of people, and I won't take names, but she taught a lot of people in India how to make films professionally. And some of those people are pretty great people today. Because she comes from the Canadian first world filmmaking sensibility, the production ethos, call sheets, how to make a film with a bound script that everybody has access to. I learned all of these things from her.
Okay.
And what I liked about Deepa Mehta is she could have been working with material, far easier than Midnight's Children. And yet in the middle of an incredibly difficult scene, she'd just come up and say, what's your favorite song from the 50s? And then have you improvise singing that in character as Shiva, which was a memorable day of shoot. And I look forward to doing more work with her because Deepa Mehta is someone, whenever she calls you, you always know she has very specific reasons for making films. So she's a filmmaker with great purpose. And I really respect that about her.
David Dhawan.
David ji is a friend and somebody who's the only filmmaker I can call any time of day or night, and he'll say, "Tu kahan hai? Tere ko main joota utar ke marunga." You know, that's not the nicest thing to hear, but it's adorable to hear him when he says that. He's somebody who's had great belief in me from the time he saw me in my first Telugu film. And the greatest compliment he ever gave me was, he came for a Rang De Basanti success party and he told Rakeysh Mehra, "This boy can act in all the 6 roles in your film."
Sundar C.
Sundar C is my extension of David Dhawan in the South. He's a very wise man who's come face to face with what he likes and what he doesn't like, with who he is and who he does not want to be. But he can also be somebody who knows exactly how to handle 20 different egos on a film set. And he makes decisions that whether anybody else on that set wins or loses, commercial cinema always wins.
Karthik Subbaraj.
Karthik Subbaraj, I think I don't need to say anything about, because the world's expectations far outweigh what I can possibly say. Very interesting writer, very interesting visual technician, and for somebody who's such a poor communicator with words, he's able to do a lot with pictures and writing. And I think the whole world's waiting to see what he does next, because he's always full of surprises.
Vasanthabalan.
Vasanthabalan is, I think, Tamil cinema's greatest tragedy, because I will someday rectify this. I'm not a big enough man to do that right now, but I believe that a man who made Kavya Thalavan shouldn't still be waiting to make a film. So Vasanthabalan is a soldier, somebody who loves cinema more than most people I've seen, and somebody who has the humility of the guy that he was when he was Shankar's assistant so many years ago. And I can't wait to work with him again.
Finally, Milind Rau.
What do you say about a man called Milind? Milind Rau has been a best friend, a brother, a collaborator, a film watching companion for 16, 17 years now. These two boys who started off with Mani Ratnam on the same day, that day was April 1st, a day that we might want to forget, but our erstwhile employer will never let us forget. We've always wanted to make films. I've always known what he can make. And here's the thing, Baradwaj, I've never ever shied away from saying that we're a country that celebrates mediocrity. There is very little excellence in what we do. And I speak for myself as well, that we are only excellent when we compare ourselves with the fight that we had, when we compare ourselves with the people we fought against. We are not excellent in absolute terms, and we are certainly not excellent when compared to many artists in the world, because we are not as fearless as we should be. Of course, there are path-breaking fearless technicians, but there are very few of them, and we are not amongst them. So as people who learn film and who love cinema and who want to make films and who want to watch films, Milind and I come from the category of those two guys work really hard, and those two guys want to do great things. Hi, this is Siddharth, and if you enjoyed what you just saw, please subscribe to Film Companion South.